Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
The Southern Poverty Law Center has labeled Moms for Liberty an anti-government extremist group. Finally! Must be hard for Moms for Liberty to finally be called out for what they are. Planned Parenthood can claim all they want that they're all about parental rights, but the rest of us are on to the bullshit. They are a hate group and they need to be recognized and treated as such.
Stop scrolling. It is only fitting that the following has happened during Pride Month. Moms for Liberty has finally been named an extremist hate group. The Southern Poverty Law Center's newest report named them that today, saying that they are the most prominent of 12 extremist anti-student inclusion groups mobilizing to attack public education, ban books, and remove any curriculum that contains discussions of race, discrimination, and LGBTQ. So this puts them at the same level as the Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, and the John Birch Society. So sorry, mamas, you can get off your high and mighty thrones now. Your group is outcasted, done. You only have yourselves to blame. Leave kids alone and get out of the schools. And everybody, please make sure that this gets out so that the Moms for Liberty school board members across the country can get ousted from their positions. Have the day you deserve.
Welcome back to another edition of Banned Books. This is Pride, the story of Harvey Milk and the Rainbow Flag by Rob Sanders. This is banned currently in 5 states, areas of Pennsylvania, Idaho, Texas, Wisconsin, and Florida. According to PEN America, it is the #1 banned picture book, tied with I Am Jazz and Tango Makes 3, which I have reviewed both, and I'm sure you can guess what the similarities are. It's also been challenged in many other states. It's the true story of Harvey Milk, Gilbert Baker, and the origins of the gay pride flag. So we see Harvey Milk, who becomes one of the first openly gay political officials, and his idea that a symbol is needed for the LGBTQ equality movement. So in comes talented artist Gilbert Baker. We see Gilbert design the original pride flag with 8 stripes and the first march with the rainbow pride flag. There's beautiful drawings of all sorts of people in our communities that feel represented and valued under this new flag. And then Harvey is assassinated for his part. And we see thousands of people who march in honor of him and continue moving forward with the rainbow flag. And how over time the pride flag has changed slightly in design, but the meaning never has. We see meaningful marches. And of course, when the White House is lit up in rainbow, back in 2015, when the Marriage Equality Act was signed into law. I think this book is absolutely gorgeously illustrated, and on top of that, so important for children. It is so important for kids that have 2 mommies and 2 daddies, obviously, to see their families struggle for equality and visibility to be represented in literature and be seen by their peers. It's also very important for children who have aunts and uncles or grandparents that fought for LGBTQ rights, for their stories to be seen. And obviously, we live in a day where LGBTQ rights are under attack every day, and where Republicans are openly stating that transgender people should be eradicated, and where cities are taking measures to prohibit displays of this pride flag on public property and in classrooms. And this is a flag that is representative of equality, of hope, of love and pride and visibility. It's a flag that helps you know where your allies are. And I want to call out Huntington Beach, California, who is having a vote tomorrow, Tuesday, March 7th, on whether to ban pride flags from being flown on city property. You need to do the right thing, support your LGBT community, and support what this flag means for so many people. This book has some great historical information in the back and some beautiful photography from that time in history.
It's always this. It's always, we're not banning books. We just want the sexually explicit content out of schools. 2 things. First thing, is that a blanket statement for you? Every single book, you agree with the statement, every single book with sexual content should be out of schools, right? That's your whole thing, right? All right. This book's got to go too then. This is the Bible. Okay? I'll tell you why. I have my 7 and my 4-year-old home with me right now. Should I call them over and read Song of Solomon to them? What about the time that Lot in Genesis, his daughters got him drunk and then both raped him? What about the time that sister told her brother, hey, please don't rape me. You could just ask the king and we could get married. And then he incestually raped his sister anyway. Not age appropriate, right? Shouldn't be in my kid's school. It is, though. Yeah, I don't think you're advocating for this very sexual book to be taken out of my kids' schools. Second thing, if it's just sexual books, then why did Mouse get banned? Mouse?
Just realize that you are lacking basic human empathy.
It's intentional. And it's the reason that Moms for Liberty is attacking social emotional learning. It's the reason they're attacking systemic racism. It's the reason they're attacking the LGBTQIA plus community. It's the reason they're attacking drag queens. All of those things teach a level of empathy. And you'll hear them say they shouldn't be learning empathy at school. They should be learning it at home. What they mean is that if they're learning these things at school, they're afraid their kids are going to empathize with these people and these ideas. And they're going to have to answer to their kids. They're going to have to explain why such a great religion or their brand of that religion is so bigoted. They're going to have to answer to why white Christian nationalism is a bad thing. And they not only have to face it with their kids, they have to come to terms with it within themselves.
Hey, yes, let's talk about Moms for Liberty. So let's start this off by saying, in our opinion, Moms for Liberty supports fascism and is a hate group. Our opinion. Moms for Liberty was started in 2021, of course, here in Florida, and they originally were focused on fighting mask mandates during the COVID lockdowns in schools. And now, since that's not a thing, they've just started focusing on the real issues they've always had, which is banning anything LGBTQ related, falsely claiming that CRT is being taught in schools, and weirdly getting involved in politics. If you saw my other video about the takeover of the Reedy Creek district by DeSantis, he put one of the co-founders, who is also the wife of the new chairman of the Republican Party of Florida. She's the co-founder for Moms for Liberty, and now she's on the board to oversee the new whatever Central Florida Tourism District that they called it. What does that have to do with her mission of school boards and children? So I think we all know what the real agenda is for Moms for Liberty. And if you take one look at their website, the very top is that they're joyful warriors. That's giving Christian nationalism to me. But they are an organization that you should not take lightly. They have over 2,000 chapters and over 200,000 members. So you should go on their website and you can click on like find a chapter near you. If there's a chapter near you, you need to get to those school board meetings and you need to fight back against them. A great organization to do that with is the Defense of Democracy, and I have linked them in my LINK tree, so you can find them there. But I'm going to show you a little article now from Pennsylvania for all of those of you who didn't believe me that books are being banned in Pennsylvania by Moms for Liberty. Okay, so first, here's obviously a map by county of Pennsylvania, and all the red, those are counties where Moms for Liberty is very active in working towards book bans if they have not already succeeded. So if you live in one of those counties, you need to get with Defense of Democracy or go by yourself and start working against them. And lastly, here's some of the counties that Moms for Liberty is active right now in Pennsylvania. And then they're also holding their 2023 Joyful Warriors Summit in Philadelphia. So sign the petition to tell Marriott not to allow them to have this hate group at their hotel for a summit. Have a great day.
Hi. I saw Walter Masterson. I love Walter Masterson. I saw his video where he was interviewing the Moms for Liberty chick, and she was talking about how social and emotional learning is a Trojan horse for sneaking critical race theory and something that she called critical gender theory, which I guess everything's a theory now, sneaking that in and indoctrinating children, so making them empathetic human beings, which is bad, evidently, according to them. So there's now a lawsuit January 25th, there was a lawsuit filed by a couple of parents in West Shore School District, which is in Cumberland County in Pennsylvania. So these parents were encouraged by the Cumberland County Moms for Liberty chapter to seek representation from America First Legal Foundation, which is headed by Stephen Wright. And so they're suing the school district because they had requested a religious beliefs exemption from the Character Strong curriculum, which is a social and emotional learning curriculum that is being used all over the country. And the superintendent of the school came back and said, you were not able to tell us which part of the curriculum your children need to be exempt from for your religious beliefs. I got really curious because I wanted to know why these parents were so upset and you know, filing a lawsuit against the school board over this. And I couldn't really find anything except more of the whole Trojan horse. This is a Trojan horse and they're trying to sneak in critical race theory and critical gender theory. And I don't want that and blah, blah, blah. So what I did see was a quote by one of the parents. And it says, I have the right to teach my children respect, but not everyone deserves respect, honesty, kindness, and empathy from my children. That is the most horrible thing I've heard. We've got a lot of problems in this country, but too much empathy and too much kindness is not one of them. Why wouldn't you want your kids to be learning that alongside their friends?
I just got back from forcibly recloseting myself for 90 minutes to infiltrate a Moms for Liberty meeting. So, rate my conservative mom fit. This is a LuLaRoe dress. I want to make a full video about all of the things that I absorbed, but I have to recover because I took so much psychic damage from the things that I had to smile and listen to tonight. Like, I was fully in the closet again for like 90 minutes, but I got so much juice.
So, something that happened yesterday that I didn't cover yesterday because I took the evening off, but I am extremely excited for. The Southern Poverty Law Center has designated Moms for Liberty as a hate group. And I couldn't think of a better group to put on a list with other hateful groups than Moms for Liberty. They really went out of their way to bully children and earn the spot that they have received on that hate group list. These people are nothing more than domestic extremists. Further, I say, terrorists. They've also been designated on an additional list of anti-student groups. I don't know why they're so triggered about children being educated through the public school system when most of them are opting to homeschool their little fucking crotch goblins while indoctrinating them. See, if you want to have a real conversation about what's taking place in America and who's grooming and indoctrinating children, here's the secret. It ain't the gays, it's the praise. Religious extremism here in America, after watching that Shiny Happy People documentary, you can see exactly where they're coming from because they've been working at this for quite some time. They want children to be uneducated and ignorant because then they're more susceptible to falling for their propaganda bullshit. When our children learn to think for themselves and think critically, you get the generation they're trying to prevent from voting right now. Doesn't it all make sense?
I just got done at the Martin County School Board District meeting, and I wanted to highlight one of my favorite speeches that was presented there. And also, I wore my We Mad t-shirt, so shout out to Dragonfly.
I'm a parent to a middle school student here in Martin County, former senior reactor operator at the nuclear power plant up on Hudson Island, and commander, United States Navy, retired. You know, Ray Bradbury, the author of Fahrenheit 451, had a great quote. You don't have to burn books to destroy a culture. You just have to get people to stop reading them. You know, on September 11, 2001, I was on board USS Theodore Roosevelt when religious fanatics who wouldn't even let women be educated flew planes into the World Trade Center and my Pentagon. I spent the last decade of my naval career fighting religious fascism abroad. Never thought I'd have to fight it right here in the United States of America. I grew up in rural South Carolina, and books got me out of the trailer parks. My parents trusted those educators and the librarians to let me read what I needed to read. I spent 21 years in the Naval Nuclear Propulsion Program, where Admiral Hyman Rickover said a questioning attitude was the key to success in the nuclear power program. I want my son exposed to different ideas and different viewpoints so that he can learn to think critically and not be force-fed somebody else's opinion. We've all been exposed to different opinions. Makes us better, makes us stronger. Adversity has made me stronger. I didn't sacrifice 21 years of my life to stand idly by while religious fanatics and other fanatics try to impose fascism on my country. I urge you to think about what a book ban needs and use transparency. I don't need anyone else telling my son what he can and cannot read. I'm very perfectly capable of determining that for myself. Thanks for your time. Thank you for listening. I urge you to remember the Little Rock Nine.
Thank you.